Next on Valley News Live at 10, a mask mandate could be coming to Fargo and soon.
Neighbors are defending one of their own for a controversial sign. Plus,
other people here and you're positive for COVID? You see the problem?
An in-depth look at the COVID-related numbers universities are choosing not to report. Valley News Live at 10 starts now.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
We begin with breaking news out of South Fargo. 2 incidents are keeping our crews busy right now. First, we've got a crew at East Gateway Circle South in Fargo, where we're told by a caller multiple shots were fired not long ago. Also, earlier, at least one person was injured in a fight at an apartment. That fight, according to police, involved several people inside one of the Summit Point buildings, which is east of Doolittle's.
At least 8 Fargo squad cars and 2 ambulances were on scene shortly after the call came in around 9. Not long after that, half of the police crew suddenly took off with lights on and sirens blaring. No one would say where they were going or provide further details on the injured, but it's quite possible they were going over to the location we just told you about, East Gateway Circle South, where shots were fired. Again, we have a crew on the scene hoping to bring you more details later in this show and also our VNL News app.
In fact, Andrea, we're told that we have Courtney Lockey live right now. Let's go to Courtney with the very latest. Courtney?
Yeah, Mike, Andrea, we just got on scene here. We're at an apartment complex called Gateway. It's just off 25th Street South near Fargo South, if you're familiar. When we pulled up on scene, there are at least a dozen, if not more, squad cars out here. And right behind me, they've blocked off the whole block and they've got caution tape around the whole apartment complex. Now, I'm not sure what they're looking for, but police are walking around with flashlights, and they've also been talking to people inside the apartment complex. And on the ground, we have little evidence markers. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 of them just in this area. So maybe those are bullets from the person who said that those shots were fired. But like I said, at least a dozen police cars here, and we're trying to figure out what happened here. But we will bring you more information as soon as we have it. Mike, Andrea?
All right, Courtney, thanks so much for that live report. We'll get more from her later.
In other news tonight, as COVID-19 continues to grow in North Dakota, many are looking for possible solutions.
One possibility being discussed is a possible mask mandate for the city of Fargo. Devin Fry spoke with city commissioners about this possible ruling and brings us more.
Could a mask mandate be possible for the city of Fargo as coronavirus cases continue to surge? One member of the city's commission will be bringing that discussion to the table on September 21st. The proposal from Commissioner John Strand would require anyone in a public setting to wear a face mask when social distancing cannot be kept. This would be similar to a mandate that was put into place in New York in early April. He also said that this mandate would not include civil or criminal penalties. We weren't able to catch Commissioner Strand for an interview today, but we did get this statement over the phone.
But in my opinion, we need to keep having this conversation at the city level and see what action local leaders are considering or need to consider or would do if given the chance.
Now, currently there are no citywide mandates as far as wearing masks go here in the city of Fargo. However, many businesses around the area are requiring people to wear masks when they go into their stores. One member of the Fargo City Commission believes that those are the only mandates needed.
I think that for the most part, the private sector is where this should be held, and that we as government officials should largely back off of saying that everyone has to wear it.
Garrick called a mask mandate constitutionally offensive and said that another issue would be how this mandate would be enforced.
Do we throw people in jail? Do we have a $500 fine? Do we have a $10 fine? Whatever. And then what are the cops doing? What aren't the cops doing then that they should be doing when they're trying to enforce this over-restrictive type of mandate?
Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney told us over email that, quote, we already have a mask directive that is similar to Governor Cuomo's mask mandate in New York, end quote. He also said that they're seeing better mask compliance throughout the city and that a lot of the numbers in the county are from schools starting back up. Reporting from Fargo, Devin Fry, Valley News Live.
The City Commission will discuss this on September 21st at 5 p.m.
Let's take a look at our daily COVID-19 numbers. In North Dakota, there are 394 new cases reported today, along with 5 more deaths. The overall death toll stands at 182. The positivity rate stands at 6.11%. Minnesota is reporting 931 new cases today, along with 9 new deaths. More than 1,900 people have died in the state. Nearly 80,000 people have recovered from the virus. Warmer temperatures are coming back, but you're going to still need to bundle up a little bit in the morning. Hutch joins us now with a first look forecast. Hutch?
Thanks so much. We definitely have temperatures that are falling quickly, and an update for you as we head into the overnight hours. Temperatures already in the 30s where you see the blues, and where you see Hutch's white lines here, that's the freezing line. So that cold air is sloshing back into our neck of the woods. And really, the National Weather Service says it's going to freeze where we see these purple areas. We could see some of you in the 20s overnight, but they have added a frost advisory, Langdon through the Cavalier area all the way down into the Detroit Lakes again. So patchy frost in these areas. Looks like another chilly night indeed. Coming up, as we in Fargo are not expecting 30s, we will see some warmer weather. I'll have details on all of that in a few minutes.
All right, look forward to that. Thanks, Hutch.
I think you should have the right to do whatever you want in your yard as long as it's not outside the legal parameters. So a sign, it doesn't bother me at all.
Neighbors are standing up for freedom of speech tonight. This after a woman called our whistleblower hotline upset about a profane political message near a Fargo public school. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey has our story.
Just down the road from this Fargo school, a man is catching flack for a display in his front yard. A woman called our station after her grandson, who passes the house to and from school each day, came home upset about the profanity. All of the neighbors we talked to say it doesn't bother them. In fact, they defended his right to free political speech.
I think it's freedom of speech, and honestly, I'm a Trump fan, so that's where I stand. I think the curse words could have been left out. It's not what we want our children to see, but ultimately it's their decision because it's their yard, and welcome to America.
We did some digging to ask about a person's right to free speech, including written word. According to the law, the person has a right to put a sign up as long as it's not threatening to anyone. We did talk with the homeowner. He says this sign was a gift meant for his yard. The profanity and his close proximity to the school led him to hang it in the window instead, where it was less visible. But he says he has no plans of taking them down. In Fargo, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
Police want to remind you these signs are personal property. If stolen or vandalized, you could face criminal charges.
The city of Horus took no action today on concerns from West Fargo's public schools. The district protested at a commission meeting against what it's calling unfair special assessments. The district says it's having to shoulder the burden for the cost of construction in that area. It's being assessed at 150% of the standard assessment rate, a cost the district says it will have to pass on to taxpayers. But the city of Horus says the district has to pay for new road construction.
You know, you should really send this back to the drawing board, and let's continue to have some conversation just to make sure that everyone shoulders the weight of these taxes.
They are agreeable to the assessment in previous interactions, meetings with them, recognizing that they're the primary driver for a lot of these infrastructure improvements.
Holper says West Fargo made the choice to build its middle and high schools in a very undeveloped area. Families are used to swiping credit cards on notebooks and binders, but this year, adding Chromebooks, Bluetooth headphones, and furniture to the mix, the charges have been adding up fast. The National Retail Federation says families with children in grades K through 12 will spend nearly $800 by the end of 2020. Moorhead Public Schools says they've bought more than 4,000 Chromebooks this year for students at around $275 per device. In Fargo, the public school district says they've spent more than $1 million on technology.
We are trying to find a device that's going to last us 4 years. We're fortunate to have some federal and state funding to support.
Moorhead Public Schools says K through 4 students will get their Chromebooks by November 1st, and the school has made a low or no tech way to get their work done at home in the meantime.
Parents, students, and faculty are calling on universities to provide more information on coronavirus. We dive deep into what the schools are and are not reporting coming up.
But next, in weather, we have cold temperatures. It was a cool day in northern Minnesota. Freezing conditions expected there. Frost advisories and freeze warnings as well. Your forecast is warmer, though. Details are next.